Good morning. Welcome to the morning chat where I tell you what's on my mind in the morning time. Well, y'all, I'm back at my regular time and I am making my way to my um to the plantation. Let's call it what it is. It's the plantation. You know what I'm saying? But I got good masters. I got good masters. Okay? Um, not all slaves. Let's get this clear. Not all slavery. I mean, the American slaves in general was horrible. Okay, but not all of the masters was like on Roots and all the shows that you've seen. You know, usually them ignorant white people that wanted to feel better than somebody. So there it is. Okay, but the intelligent ones that treated their slaves with a little bit of dignity, a little more dignity. If they really showed them dignity, they would, treat them well. You know, and would never treat them like less than human beings. Okay, so let's get into this morning chat. Let's get to the morning announcements. Instagram, as you were watching the behind the scenes as I set up this morning, you was listening to the bedtime stories episode 14, reviewing chapter 13 of Caught Up Loving a Trill One. Y'all want to go watch it on YouTube. It's now available. It was premiered last night at 9. Last week's Tuesday's bedtime story should be available today on YouTube. Um, so I was just playing that in the background. So you want to go and you want to try out the bedtime cocktail. I said I call it the Akara, but it's really the Akara's mix. It's basically bourbon whiskey and lemonade. Okay, it's more like a spiked lemonade, spiked Arnold Palmer, if you will. So that is it. Also, that's it. That's all I got for you this morning as far as announcements are concerned. Now, let's get into my first thought of the morning chat is one. I was watching Zombieland the last night, and Zombieland Double Tap. So I guess it's not the first Zombie Land movie. I did not see the first ones. I just had I was able to get stars for $1.99 on through T-Mobile Tuesdays. Oh, let me go back. The morning announcements for Tuesday because it's Tuesday. T-Mobile Tuesday. Those who have T-Mobile, go get the T-Mobile Tuesday app and get your savings and free gifts today. Okay? Go get it. You can get I get 10 cents off on gas on Tuesdays. I mean 10 cents per gallon off on gas. As high I've gotten as high as 25 when the gas price was crazy. They, with Shell, when fuel through fuel rewards and fuel rewards work with Shell gas station, get that 25 up to 25 cent off. Okay, they're not paying me for this, so this is not just bullshit advertisement. Okay, I'm telling you because I use it. Okay, T-Mobile Tuesday. Okay, you get $3 meals like I got at Little Caesars. I was able to get a $3 Little Caesars pizza, pepperoni or cheese pizza, large, you know, for $3. I've gotten a free Whopper when I order fries and a drink. I've gotten discounted meals. I've gotten discounts on streaming sites, stuff like that, child. T-Mobile Tuesday be saving you. I haven't used any of the booking and stuff like that, but if you watch my budget and blessings, one of the tips is I don't go through third-party booking sites to book my hotels because they oftentimes don't get you the best room. But let's move on. Now, I want to talk briefly about I was saying I was watching Zombieland, and there was a part where this ditzy little girl, Melody Maybelline, whatever her name was, blonde haired girl, they ran into her when they went to the mall, and they was driving. They was saying she was saying, I have this idea where you would get rides by strangers. Da 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 da. And basically, she was referencing basically Uber and Lyft. And they was like really, yeah. I was raised, get in the car. If a stranger offers you candy, take it. You know. Now this movie have to be old enough to not to reference that, like, or it have to be set in um before Uber and Lyft even existed, which I gotta say have to be like 2010 or earlier. Okay, because there was no, well, at least not here in Atlanta and on the East Coast, we didn't have anything like that. But it's funny how it's like they were kind of dissing her, like, yeah, I'm gonna get in the car with a stranger. But do you know when you get in the car in a taxi, that person's a stranger. Oh, but that's a taxi company, but it's still a stranger. And you're trusting this stranger to take you to an address, especially if you're not from that city, that the address that you tell them to go to, they're going to actually drop you off at that address. Okay? So, miss me with getting in the car with a stranger. That was just like, I just wanted to say that when people were saying, well, you get in the car as a stranger, what you got in a taxi with strangers? You get on a bus with a whole bus full of strangers, and you trusted this stranger that you don't know anything about is going to get you to your stop safely. Miss me with the stranger bullcrap. Okay? So, with that being said, moving on. The next thought of the morning is I want to talk about scammers. Just a couple of tips on scamming. Um, Recently, matter of fact, yesterday evening, I decided to get online once I felt a little better and look at my Upworks profile to see if there's any. Well, actually, I went to check my email, clear out my emails that I ain't gonna be reading or using all the junk mail that I get. And I saw something in my, oh, you got so and so that matches your profile, right? So I go to Upwork, I log in, and I submit a proposal for to do this um, short term gig. Okay, basically. Upworks is this also is free advertisement. So there's some not work, but I can say that I have successfully gotten a gig from Upworks. But either way, it is a place where you can apply for short term assignments, projects, gigs. This is a place where freelancers go to find jobs to do, right? So I'm there for freelance administrative assistant positions, data entry, stuff like that. And I applied for like virtual administrative assist, no, three um, projects, assignments through Upwork. One responded almost immediately. I went back to my email to finish clearing it out, and they didn't already sent me an email. And child, I was real hopeful. Okay. I went to respond to that to the email that was sent through Upwork. How about when I clicked on respond through Upwork, it wasn't even a message in Upwork. It was straight to my email address. Tip one, when you're on these there's certain websites that have that scammers love to be on. Okay? Craigslist, Upwork, even Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. There are scammers on Indeed as well. And you would think that, oh no, not Indeed. They have really good people that is really trying to seek you out for a job, but there's also scammers. Child, they're on Indeed. They're on these employment websites where you go to look for jobs, search engines, work job search engines. hmm They're there. They're big there, especially on job search engines. Okay, these search engines is equivalent to back in the day where you went through the newspaper looking for a job. Okay, same thing with Craigslist. Tip one, red flag should go up if they respond immediately, like you were the only person that applied for that job. Okay, one, it could be a scam. Two, it is probably some telemarketing, low paying job that they can't keep nobody in. So tip note, that's a red flag if they respond to you immediately. Okay. Tip two, if they pressure you into responding immediately. Okay. Like you need to, the sooner you can, I need you to respond ASAP to let me know that you are serious about this position. Nothing worse, anything is won't I mean anything that is on the up and up will allow you to make a decision, read through, research their company to see if you want to even be a part of this company. Okay? Because the one thing about Upworks and Craigslist is they don't specify. That's a tip 2.0. Okay, 2.1. Okay. If they don't have the name of the company and a detailed description of what they want you to do, it's likely a scammer. Okay. Or something you don't want to do anyway. They're going to have you caught up buying products that you won't need. It is a scam for you to buy products. It's a scam to get your personal information and your personal data so they can identity theft you. Okay. Now, let me just pause for a moment and let you understand that I am not a professional scam identifier. I'm not a scam artist. I am just a 50-year-old middle-aged woman who have experienced these things. Okay. So these are just tips that I have experienced, and I want to just inform you on what I've been through and I've experienced so that you don't have to. Okay. Now, if you don't believe me, just, go ahead and go for it. If you don't believe me, if you don't trust that this 50-year-old woman know what she's talking about, go ahead and do it. But if you get scammed, you can't say, Auntie Akara told you so. Okay. I'm not going to say it. You just tell yourself. You tell yourself, I don't need to know that I was right. Okay? Because I know I'm right. But anyway, moving on. So 2.0, they're not very descriptive in what they want from you. Okay. Two, so that one is, if they have some type of strange tip three, if they have some strange phone number, for you to contact them outside of the website, like Indeed or Upworks, if they don't initially send their messages through Upworks, okay, or through Indeed, notifying like, hey, I reviewed this person's resume. I'm interested in her work. If they're trying to get you to get a part of their program outside of the program or the software that you're using, okay, red flag number 3 should go up, okay, because if they're on the up and up, they're going to go through Upworks. That message should be there in Upworks. They should be willing to go through the Upworks program or software or whatever software you're going to, pay those fees for getting someone through their software. They would be on the up and up to do that. Okay. And to verify. And some of them are really good because the one that I applied for is a verified payer. So that means that they have verified through Upwork. They've done their whatever scam they had to do to say to put that they are verified. Good scammers are going to do their homework, going to make sure every little T is dotted and every T is crossed and every I is dotted. If your T is dotted, it's an I. Okay, just know that. Okay, don't that part. Don't come on. Anyway, but they're gonna cross a lot of their T's and they're gonna dot a lot of their I's. But all of them are not going to be dotted, and not all their T's are going to be crossed. Okay, and that's when you're gonna know they're not on the up and up. Okay, so do that. So those are just 3 little tips, 3.5 tips that you're going to know that you're messing with a scammer and you might not want to go forward with interviewing with that type of place. You don't want it. Now, bonus 2 tips. If they ask you, anyone on any platform asks you, hey, call me on what's on the WhatsApp or Telegram. Telegram is a new one for me. I didn't know. Okay. But I found out yesterday, child. If they want to contact you, if all the other 3 flags go up, and then they want you to contact them outside of the app or outside of that program software, okay? And they say, this is my WhatsApp or my Telegram. Download Telegram on your computer or your phone. That's not even a red flag. That's flashing red lights. Don't do it. Trust me, I've done it, child. I've been through it. I've been to a whole situation where they say, okay, go to the WhatsApp now, and I went there and I was talking to them. I was chatting with these people on WhatsApp. They then went ahead and sent me some phony ass check for me to cash. Okay, and just my Holy Spirit said, don't you cash that check. Do some research on that company, and come to find out they were a scam. Okay. So I didn't cash it, but if I would have cashed that check, they would have probably gotten all my money out of there, and I would have owed my bank the amount because the check was like $1,200 or $2,000. Oh, and they would have had my bank information. It just would have scammed me out of all my little pennies. All because all when I was just trusting that this company is being on the up and up. But sometimes you got to be a little curious. You got to question some of the some things. Okay, okay. And the second bonus tip is I learned this when I went to school for paralegal studies many moons ago. Okay, at least 25 moons ago. And he said, now, this is something that has nothing to do with a scam, but you might want to question if your job, when you go to your job and you interview and they take you on the interview and they take you around the office, they show you around the office and they have showers there in a full kitchen, not where you can go and warm up your your leftovers in in the microwave or anything, like a full kitchen, and but especially a shower. Yeah. Though they're gonna be working day and night. You might this is not a red flag, but it's definitely a yellow flag. If you don't plan on putting in work day and night, you might not want to work there because they're gonna have late nights and early mornings, okay? So with that said, we're gonna move on. The main topic of today is we're gonna briefly, very briefly talk about the Diddy and Mase beef when it comes to, you know, not getting Mase not getting his masters back, Puffy, Diddy, brother love, sister love, whatever you want to go by nowadays, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Ciroc, I don't know. Okay, okay. How do I feel? Who do I side with? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm siding with no one on this one. Puffy is giving the typical crappy music industry contracts to his people. And the people are not looking at the effing contracts. Okay? So anyone that said they've been screwed by their music company, their yeah, with these music contracts, ask them how many of them read the contract. How many of them read the contract? How many of them got an attorney to read over it and break it down? How many of them were allowed, even asked, can I take this contract home and read over it and I'll get back to you in a couple of days once I've read through the contract thoroughly? Okay. Miss me? Now, I get those people back in the day before we had internet and social media and all that stuff. Okay? Because, there was no real way to say, hey, watch out for these contracts. Get your own attorney, not one that they suggested. No one was out there telling these people getting into the music industry back then, this is what you should do. Okay? Miss me with that. If you're a Gen X or earlier generation and you going into the music industry, if you going and you're not reading the contracts, you're not getting your own attorney, trust me, there's an attorney that is willing to get paid if it's an up and up contract. Okay. Or at the very least, ask if you could take that contract home, read over it with your parent or your loved ones or someone. Take your time. Just first of all, just ask to take the contract freaking home. Ask to take the contract freaking home. Okay? So that you can read over thoroughly. If they don't want you to take it home to read over it and make you're like, okay, well, no, if I want my masters, I want this, I don't what is a 360 contract? What does that mean? What does that entail? Get the information, child, I don't care how hungry you are, don't sign that contract. Because you about to sign your life away, or you about to sign up a contract from the devil. Okay? Anyone that's not on the up and up is never going to allow you to carefully read through the contract before you sign up. Period. Okay? If you did not read through it, you did not have an attorney that you got, not someone they suggested. Okay? Take and read over it and explain to you, is this a good deal or not a good deal? What should I take out? What should I demand that I want? Bum, bum, bum. Don't sign with them. Because if they're interested in you, trust me, if they're willing to put the money into you and take advantage of you, there's another company that's willing to be on the up and up. Or you can do it on your own, especially nowadays. So don't do that. So Mase probably didn't read the contract. Okay? Most of these artists don't. They're so excited and caught up and high off the champagne that they drank on, that they give them that's excited with all the promises that they tell them they're going to get. And they're going to give you everything that they told you they're going to give you. What they ain't telling you is that you're going to pay for it in sweat. Okay, you're gonna pay for it in blood, and that they own you. Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the Waldorf Astoria. We're gonna give you this advance and the whole thing. It's a loan, bitch. At this point, you should know. All monies will come to me, and I will pay your manager, your road manager, the light people, all that. The man that is paying that has the money is the one in control. Okay, you can keep your control by having that money come to you instead of through your record. But look, I just need you to do distribution. Okay, well, what is the rate of this loan that you're giving me? So I make sure I pay you back, and I don't want to pay you back in music and talent and my talent. I want to pay you back the money once I make it. Because if you're willing to put the money into it, then if I put my money into it, they'll, whatever. Somebody else is willing to do it on a better contract. Okay. Um. So know that. So I feel like he probably didn't read it. He was in a position. He was excited, and he didn't read it. Most artists don't. Okay, and then they feel some type of way when their albums and their streams are being streamed, that millions of people around the world are streaming their music, and they're loving them, and they're going on concert, and they're living a high life on the road, and then they come back much like New Edition, right back to the projects they got them from. They drop them off in that tour van where they had good times, in the same clothes they left there with. Oh no, no, that was a uniform. That was concert wear. We're gonna take this back. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? Get these clean and put them on the next act. Or, you know, yeah, you can keep the outfits because you paid for it in sweat. Nobody want no sweaty ass suit or outfit. Take that on. Smart ones learn how to manage outside of that, and it's like they chalk it up to paying dues in the music industry. Okay, so that part, I feel like Mace probably just did not read it. He trusted what Diddy said. Now, just to add a little bit of astrology in it, we all know that Diddy is a Scorpio, and they can't be trusted. When they are dark side, they are not to be trusted. Trust me, I've done business. I've worked for a Scorpio. They are really shiesty in business. They're really shiesty in business. Okay. So, but if you on your shit, they will be on the up and up with you. Okay. But you gotta be on your shit with them. Okay. Mase is a Virgo. I looked it up this morning. Okay. Virgos are very apt to fall for scams. Okay. They see the big, oh yes, and they just really believe it's just really easy to get to do pretty much. They're dreamers. They go out there. Okay. And I do believe that Mase feels like he has been taken advantage of. I believe that there was probably something on the back end. Like I went and watched his YouTube, and he went on there and said, like, there's stuff that you don't see. And I'm just responding to what you won't see. You're not seeing. This person is doing stuff off camera, out of the public eye, and I'm responding in the public eye. I do believe that Mace really does believe that he's been taken advantage of. But I also believe that Diddy just did the typical shiesty music business shit. Okay? He did that. And if you accepted it, who is he? It's like, oh, well, I mean, you accepted it. You didn't read the contract. You agreed to this contract. You signed it. This is your name on the dotted line, sir. Okay? And your word means nothing compared to, excuse me for digging into my eyes, but my eyes is itching. I know, whatever. I still haven't gotten COVID. Not to say I'm better than anybody else. I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed. Okay. And all of you are blessed. If you live through COVID, you are amazingly blessed. Okay. So I'm not better than no one, but God knew what I can take. I wouldn't be here before you. Maybe if I got it. I don't know. I feel like Diddy probably promised him big things. Okay. But in the contract, it benefited him. He was being a businessman. He's a businessman. And any rich person is probably can be considered true like that. Jay-Z have bad reputation. I'm pretty sure, matter of fact, I know for a fact that what's his boy? Dag, I can't even think of his name. Dame Dash don't have nothing good to say about Jay-Z and his business practices. Okay. But he did what he looked out for himself. So you need to look out for yourself. Remember what I was talking about yesterday on the long video I did. You got to advocate for yourself. You got to recognize that you're going to play the game. Ain't nobody going to give you anything. Okay? Nobody. Okay? Not even salvation is free. Okay? Jesus paid the cost for you to be able to be saved and born again, honey. So even when we say the only thing that's free is Jesus, no, it wasn't free. He paid the cost. You get it for free, but he paid for it in blood, in beatings, in being hung on the cross. Okay? So that we don't have to, all we have to do is believe on what he did for us. And that he did it for us and accept it. Okay? And even once you do that, you're going to be persecuted and talked down about. And, oh, so you worship that white Jesus and that is a clear telltale sign that you don't read the Bible. Okay? Who said that my Jesus is white? Seems as if you done drunk the Kool-Aid, not me. Because I know what my Jesus is. Okay, I don't have to sit up there and walk around in these crazy purple suits, outfits, interrupting fairs and festivals with your rhetoric. I'm not fake woke. I'm really awake. Okay. Okay. I get that from a guy on TikTok. I don't like to steal people. Now, if something's just me, it's me. This is me, boo boo. Okay, let me get. I'm gonna say one thing. I just got one thing that. So I'm really done with the whole Diddy thing. I believe. I believe Mase feels like he's been taken advantage of, but I also believe that though Diddy is a shiesty business person, he did the typical music industry thing, may sign those contracts. He didn't read them. And yes, and no, I don't think that Diddy preyed on him either. Okay. I think people was just excited to be on Bad Boy, especially at the height of their game. You know what I'm saying? And then after some years, you realize your contract is some bull. Okay. And that you realize you don't own the work that you sweat and wrote and you did. It's owned by him. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta, you just gotta get a little smart on the reason on ways to get around it and do things. Take a note from your elders. Prince told us years ago. Because his music contract was the same way. And he had to do the whole symbol. That's why he was the artist formerly known as Prince. He couldn't even use his birth name. So be watchful, or if you weren't, just chalk it up like, yeah, I didn't read it, and now I'm here, and I can't even use my birth name. I can't even claim the rights to my own content. Even me putting this up on YouTube and on Instagram, real talk, this work isn't going to be me. They can claim this my work. To be honest with you, okay. And because I didn't read all that small print when I signed up for Instagram and YouTube. I don't read the community rules. I don't. And I must not even say half of you, 90% of y'all don't. One day I'm gonna have to do a YouTube and just read the community rules to y'all. Maybe not read it. Maybe not. But no, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna get good at reading. I'm going to practice reading, and I'm gonna read the community rules to you all, so you know what you're getting into. Because a lot of times y'all don't do it, and if it's not given to you on a silver platter, and if we're not reading it to you on Audible, free advertisement, they are. You know what I'm saying? You won't believe it, or you're not gonna read it, and then you'll be mad when Instagram says that you can't download your video that you created. Or YouTube says, though, this is my content. And if I want to sell it to a third party, I can sell it. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I have to get on to the plantation slowly but surely and go and get my 10 cents off of my gas today. Spend my little $5 on my gas and to get on to my job. Anyway, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope this was some information that can help you out. It was titillated by my conversation, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, love yourself, love your neighbor, and stay authentic. You all have a good one. Bye.